Hello class 10th. Today we are going to start with chapter 12, Rise of Dictatorship, Fascism and Nazism. Today's topic is Rise of Fascism in Italy. We will discuss the following points. So the objectives of today's topic is causes of the rise of fascism in Italy, under it discontentment after the Treaty of Versailles, economic crisis, weak government, activities of the socialists, political instability, failure of the League of Nations, efforts of the nationalists, then principles, ideology of fascism, then Italy under Mussolini, domestic policy, foreign policy. Now we will discuss some key terms. Number 1, communism. It is an economic system in which the distribution of property and resources is primarily controlled by the government. Number 2, communist, a person who believes in or supports communism. Social democrats, it means that holds a strong anti-corruption stance. Number 4, socialist. A socialist is someone who supports a political or economic philosophy that sees society as a whole rather than private. Number 5, anarchist is a person who rebels against rules or any sort of authority. Number 6, nationalist, a person who his or her country or region to become independent. Number 7, monarchical government means where king or queen rules a kingdom. Number 8, republic government means in which elected individual represented the citizen body under a constitution. Number 9, autocratic government means where one person has the supreme authority over that nation. In the last video, we have discussed about the Treaty of Versailles and League of Nations. Now in this video, we will discuss about rise of fascism in Italy. When the United States of America entered the First World War, it raised the slogan, "Make the world safe for democracy." After the war, monarchical governments were abolished and republics were founded in many European countries. Democracy, however, progressed only for a short period. The years following the war saw autocratic governments rising in many leading countries of the world. In different countries, these new autocratic governments took on different forms, but they were all called dictatorships. They were governments under the rule of one man or a small group of men, and the masses had little say in the administration. Great importance was attached to national interest rather than to individual interests. Everybody lived for the state. The motto of the dictators was everything for the state, everything within the state, and nothing outside the state. Woodrow Wilson, a leader of the progressive movement, was the 28th President of the United States. After a policy of neutrality at the outbreak of World War I, Wilson led America into the war in order to make the world safe for democracy. After the war, the monarchical governments came to an end and republic governments were established in many European countries. Democracy developed, but for a very short period. Autocratic governments were rising in many countries of the world. These all were the different forms of dictatorship. In the dictatorship government, the common people did not have a right to say anything. Great importance was given to national interest then over an individual. Rise of fascism in Italy. Soon after the First World War, fascism, a dictatorial form of government, rose in Italy under Mussolini. Fascism is a form of radical authoritarian, which means a political system that controls every aspect of life, so there is no private sphere or life. It opposes liberalism, Marxism. After the First World War, Italy suffered the enormous human and economic after effects of the Great War. The fascists led by Benito Mussolini began to control many parts of Italy. He changed Italy into a dictatorship where people had to do as they were told. Mussolini became the head of the state. The word fascism is derived from the term fasces, which in Italian language means a bundle of rods. A bundle of rods with an axe in the middle was carried by officers attending ancient Roman consuls or dictators. The axe symbolized state authority, and the bundle of rods symbolized that in unity lay strength. Thus, fascism signifies unity, strength, and authority. A fascist is a follower of a political philosophy characterized by authoritarian views and a strong government and no tolerance for opposing opinions. Fascism word derived from the term fasces in Italian language means that a bundle of sticks. Under fascist rule, the emphasis was on the group, the nation with few individual rights. The symbol of fascist, a bundle of rods with an axe in middle. The axe symbolized state authority and bundle of sticks symbolized in unity lay strength. So fascism signified unity, strength and authority. Causes of the rise of fascism in Italy. Following were the causes of the rise and spread of fascism in Italy. Number 1. Discontentment after the Treaty of Versailles. Italy joined the Allies in the First World War, and by the Secret Treaty of London 1915, she hoped to gain Trentino, Trieste, Istria, Fiume, coastal regions of Dalmatia, Albania, and some parts of Turkey and Germany. But during the Paris conference, her hopes were dashed to the ground by Wilson's opposition, and so by the Treaty of Versailles, she could get only southern Tyrol and Trentino and the coastal regions of Dalmatia. She could get no part of the German and Turkish colonial empire. It had been rightly said in this connection, Italy got nothing from the colonial dinner. The Italians felt as if they had been deceived and thought that their right demands were ignored. Imperialist designs of Italy were completely ignored. This very fact helped in spreading fascism in Italy. Italy joined the Allies in the First World War to gain territories of Turkey and Germany. But during the Paris conference, her hopes were dashed down. She managed to secure only southern Tyrol and Trentino and the coastal regions of Dalmatia. She could not get any part of the German and Turkish Empire. The Italians felt that their demands were ignored. This fact helped in spreading fascism in Italy. Economic crisis. An economic crisis developed in Italy as a result of the loss of life and money in the war. Many people had been killed in the war and millions of rupees had been spent. The national debt had increased a lot. The price and the value of money had decreased. There was a great shortage of food grains in the country and unemployment was increasing day by day. The industries and trade were ruined. The condition of the middle class people, farmers, and the working class became very critical. As a result of the war, Italy suffered a lot and her people became very poor. Such a deteriorated condition created unrest in the country. Italy suffered heavy losses during the First World War in terms of life and property. After the war, she faced large scale unemployment, especially among soldiers. The industries and trade were ruined. The national debt had increased a lot. There was also a severe shortage of food grains. Such bad conditions created unrest in the country. Weak government. A wave of unrest and anger spread in Italy as a result of the economic crisis and the disappointment and dishonor caused by the Treaty of Versailles. Then the liberal government of Italy was disinterested in solving the problems of the country and it was too weak to keep the situation under control. People were much distressed due to weak policy and inefficiency of the government. They wanted to replace such a weak and inefficient government by a powerful and bold government. This feeling of the people helped fascism to flourish in Italy. It had been rightly said, bold leadership was wanted and it was supplied by the fascists. Due to economic crisis in Italy, unrest and anger spread in the country. However, Italy received very little from the Treaty of Versailles, so the people felt disappointment and humiliation. Liberal government of Italy was too weak and also not concerned in solving the problems of the country. People were upset due to inefficiency of the government. They wanted to replace this government, so this helped in spreading fascism in Italy. Activities of the socialists. The socialists, who included the anarchists, communists, and social democrats, made the atmosphere more explosive, means violent, by their revolutionary ideas. They left no stone unturned to increase lawlessness, means disorder, prevailing in the country. The communists inflamed, means aroused the revolutionary ideas. Consequently, the peasant extorted, means threatened the land of the landlords. The workmen organized strikes, broke machines, and took hold of the factories. Strikes could took place in the post and telegraph departments. The communists started making plans for capturing power by overthrowing the government. They wanted to create lawlessness and indiscipline by their subversive, means rebellious activities. People became sick of such a state of affairs and wanted a powerful and bold leadership in the country. They wanted such a powerful party in the country which could establish peace and prosperity by ending the lawlessness and insecurity prevailing in the country. Such a state of affairs gave rise to fascism. Activities of the socialists. There were so many socialists in Italy, like anarchists, communists, and social democrats. They all made the atmosphere violent by their revolutionary ideas. They tried everything possible to create disorder in the country. The peasants threatened the landlords, laborers organized strikes and took hold of factories. The communists started making of plans for conquering the government and wanted to create disorder in the country by their rebellious activities. The people were upset of these states' activities and wanted a powerful and bold leadership in the country. Such state activities gave rise to fascism. Political instability. In 1919, democracy was introduced in Italy for the first time, since no single party could gain clear majority in the elections. There was complete instability between 1919 and 1922, and six coalition governments were formed in Italy. Each government had its own policy and there was no continuity in their policies, as they were not able to solve the problems of unemployment and poverty. The fascists took advantage of the prevailing political instability under Mussolini. Political instability. Democracy was introduced in Italy for the first time in the year 1919. However, the elections failed to give a clear majority to any one party. As a result, there was severe political instability in the country, and between the years 1919 and 1922, Italy saw the rule of six coalition governments, and they have their own policies. These coalition governments were not able to deal with the crises like unemployment, strikes, and riots that took place during 1921-22. This situation was exploited by the fascists under Mussolini, who promised a strong and decisive national government. Failure of the League of Nations. The League of Nations, which was established to maintain peace in the world, failed to achieve its aims. It failed to check the rise of dictatorship in Germany and Italy. Had it acted in time, the ambitious plans for Mussolini and Hitler would not have materialized. Failure of League of Nations. The aim of League of Nations was to maintain peace in the world, but it failed because dictatorship had been risen in Germany and Italy. Efforts of the nationalists. There were many nationalists in Italy at the time who became afraid of the activities of the communists and passiveness. Passiveness means inactiveness of the government. The landlords, the rich, the young men, artisans, retired soldiers, teachers, and the middle class people comprised this part of the society. They wanted to save the country from falling in the hands of communism. They wanted to set up such a powerful government in the country which could do away with the restlessness and unrest. They formed different groups called fascists, and thus they began to call themselves fascists. By and by, their number increased, and in the end, Mussolini organized them into the fascist party. There were many nationalists in Italy that time, like landlords, rich, young men, retired soldiers, etc. They were afraid of the activities of the communists and inactiveness of the government. They wanted to set up powerful government. So they formed different groups called fascists and began to call themselves fascists. At the end, Mussolini organized them into the fascist party as their number increases. Rise of Mussolini. Mussolini remained the dictator of Italy from 1922 till his death in 1945. During the Second World War, he used to say, "If I advance, follow me. If I retreat, kill me. If I die, avenge me." Mussolini remained the dictator of Italy from 1922 till his death. He used to say, "If I move forward for the growth of my country, then follow me. If I go away from my assigned place, then kill me. If I die performing my duties, then take revenge from the wrongdoers from my side." In October 1922, different groups of this party attacked Rome from different sides under the leadership of Mussolini. Prime Minister Giolitti resigned. Emperor Victor Emmanuel III invited Mussolini to form a new government. He took all the powers into his own hands and started ruling like a dictator. He crushed his opponents very harshly. It resulted in the creation of one-party rule in Italy. That party was the Fascist Party and its leader was Mussolini. Thus, Mussolini established a fascist government, a fascist party, and fascism in Italy. It was called the Deuce. In 1921, Prime Minister Giolitti resigned. The Italian king, Victor Emmanuel III, dissolved parliament amidst growing violence and chaos, and he invited Mussolini to form a new government. Elections brought a huge win for the fascist. He gradually dismantled all democratic institutions. In October 1920, under the leadership of Mussolini, different groups of his party attacked Rome. By 1925, Mussolini made himself dictator, taking the title Deuce, means the leader. Principles, ideology of fascism. The fascists looked back to imperial Rome. For the inspiration, they had the imperialist outlook. Their motto was no discussion, only obedience. A motto suited to an army, perhaps, but certainly not to a democracy. Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru had rightly said that the fascists took the inspiration from imperial Rome. There was also dictatorship system. In dictatorship, no discussions were made, only orders were given to the people, but that is not in the case of democracy. In democracy, the discussions on any matters have to be done and the order was not made by the single person. The main principles of fascism were as follows. Fascism was the antithesis of democracy. In place of majorities and quantities, it sought to substitute the leader. Fascism was the opposition of democracy. Fascists believed that democracy was not suitable for the country because it widens the war between the poor and rich. Fascism was the supporter of one party and one leader. According to fascism, dictatorship was the best form of government. There was no place for opposition in fascism, and it was in favor of bringing an end to all other forces. Fascists supported one party and one leader. They believed that the country could make progress under one leader. According to fascism, dictatorship was the best form of government as there was no place for opposition. The leader of the party was all in the country. None could challenge his authority. He was above law. He had all the military and civil rights, and nobody could criticize him. As fascism believed that dictatorship best form of government, so the leaders of the party has all the powers like military and civil. Nobody could criticize him. Fascism was against the individual. It preferred the state to the man or the individual because he gets all the rights from the state. Individuals did not exist. Individuals did exist only for the state. Fascism laid more stress on the duties of the individual and the rights of the state. Fascism gave importance to the state. They believed that the interest of the state must get precedence over individual interest because an individual gets all the rights from the state. Fascism laid stress on nationalism and national institutions. According to fascism, fascists laid stress on nationalism and not an individual institutions. According to fascism, peace should be established in the country and private property should be maintained. According to fascism, peace should be established in the country. For the all-round development of the country, fascism favored equal control on the capitalist and the poor, laborers, peasants, factory owners, landlord, etc. Fascists favored equal control over all sections of society. They wanted to control capitalists, industrialists, laborers, landlords, peasants, and artisans. Fascism wanted to enhance the power and prestige of the country by making it powerful. Fascism wanted to increase the power and reputation of the country. Fascism was the supporter of an imperialist and aggressive policy so that the country should become strong and might gain power and prestige in the international sphere. Fascists favored aggressive policy and regarded war as an instrument for furthering. Under the leadership of Mussolini, Italy was progress in different spheres and become one of the great world powers. Mussolini reformed the internal conditions of Italy by spreading fascism in Italy. Due to it, Italy made progress in different spheres of life and became a powerful nation. She attained international prestige and became one of the great world powers, but fascism rose and fell with Mussolini. Under the leadership of Mussolini, Italy made progress in different spheres and became one of the great world powers. But Italy was defeated in the Second World War. The career and life of Mussolini ended in disgrace. Fascism met its end in Italy after Mussolini's death in 1945. Italy under Mussolini. Domestic policy. Mussolini soon assumed dictatorial powers, and unleashed means release, a reign means rule, of terror means horror. His activities were directed against the socialists. He got popular support, claiming that through his policies he would regain the lost glory of the ancient Roman Empire. Mussolini soon accepted dictatorial powers and released a rule of horror, and he would regain the lost glory of the ancient Roman Empire. He took some useful steps. Number one, he constructed fine roads and buildings. He improved railways and education. Mussolini started an impressive public works program which included the buildings of roads, bridges, canals, railways. All the efforts were made to eradicate illiteracy by making elaborate provisions for education. He provided employment for many, but at the cost of their freedom. A number of measures were undertaken to reduce unemployment. All factories and mills were nationalized to improve the lot of workers. Individuals could cultivate only those crops of produce or produce only those articles which the state wanted them to. The individual could not produce any article or crops of their own. They only produced that crops which the state ordered. Mussolini encouraged wheat production, banned strikes. Workers could not go on strikes. He took steps to improve agriculture and reduce government expenditure. He took steps to improve agriculture. He brought more land under cultivation. He believed in the concept of corporate state and constituted the National Council of Corporation. He believed in the concept of corporate states. All factories and mills were nationalized to improve the lot of workers. Various associations were established to improve relations between the capitalists and the workers. Foreign policy. The main to achieve great power status for fascist Italy and equality with its former allies Britain and France. Italy adopted an aggressive foreign policy. The fascists glorified war and followed a policy of expansion and conquest. Mussolini embarked upon an aggressive foreign policy to revive the past glories of the Roman Empire and to make Italy a great nation. Italy conquered Abyssinia in 1935-36 in defiance of the League of Nations. Italians felt that they did not get their fair share of territory after World War I, when the Treaty of Versailles made peace and decided who would rule Germany's former colonies. The invasion of Abyssinia would make up for these disappointments. It aimed to control the Mediterranean Sea, which brought it in conflict with Britain. Mussolini believed that Italy should be allowed a sphere of influence in the Mediterranean Sea, as he believed that Italy was the most powerful of the Mediterranean countries. Mussolini referred to Mediterranean Sea and Mare Nostrum. Nostrum means our sea, the same as the Romans had done when they dominated Europe. However, the nation that effectively dominated the Mediterranean was Great Britain. It signed an alliance with Germany and Japan called the Rome Berlin Tokyo Axis. Rome Berlin Tokyo Axis was the alliance between Italy, Germany, and Japan, who fought against Allied forces in World War II. The pact was the military alliance which asked for cooperation among the three nations in the World War II. In 1939, Mussolini conquered Albania and brought Europe to the verge of the Second World War. After Hitler invaded Czechoslovakia without notifying Mussolini in advance, the Italian dictator decided to proceed with his own annexation of Albania. Italy King Victor Emmanuel III criticized the plan to take Albania as a great unnecessary risk for an almost negligible gain and brought Europe to the verge of the Second World War. Thank you.